On this week's Rebel Report, the Runnin Rebels struggling its way to the Mountain West Conference tournament, but can a rivalry game against Reno begin the turnaround? We ask the UNLV Rebellion. Our guest this week is UNLV Football head coach Tony Sanchez. A lot of excitement surrounding the program, including spring ball and the new practice facility. Hailey Dawson continues to spread awareness of Poland syndrome, one first pitch or puck drop at a time. We explain how her journey began right here at UNLV. The Rebel Report starts right now. Welcome to Studio F on the campus of UNLV. This is the first edition of the 5th season of the Rebel Report. I'm Lupita Negrete.
And I'm Naomi Brown. Before we dive into show number 1, we want to tell you what we're all about and what we hope to give you at home.
It's every week for a half hour, and we will be covering UNLV athletics, the games, the events, the athletes, and coaches. But we're also here to cover any major sporting events in the Vegas Valley and tell stories you won't see anywhere else.
With that said, let's introduce you to our Season 5 team. Hi guys, my name is Naomi. I'm a junior. This is my first semester in Rebel Report, and the one thing I'm looking forward to is getting great content out to everyone.
Hi, Casey Carpenter here. I'm a senior graduating this semester. This is my second semester with Rebel Report, and I'm most excited about being a field reporter for the Rebel Report.
Hey guys, my name is Nishan Zaragoza. This is my second semester in the Rebel Report. I'm a senior this year, and I'm excited just to see great seasons and meet new people.
Hi, I'm Michaela Jackson. This is my second semester with Rebel Report, and I'm a junior. I'm most excited for covering Golden Knights games and doing features.
Hello everyone, my name is Marco Santander. This is my first time here with the Rebel Report. I'm a senior at UNLV, and the thing I'm most excited about is covering and sharing with you the stories that you only see right here on the Rebel Report.
I'm Sarah Coker. I'm a sophomore here at UNLV, and it's my first season at the Rebel Report. I'm most excited to cover UNLV athletics and get to know the coaches and players a little bit better.
Hey guys, my name is Megan Platt. This is my first semester doing Rebel Report. I'm a junior at UNLV. And I think I'm most excited about learning how to edit all of the videos together.
My name's David Stepanian. I'm a senior. This is my first season with the Rebel Report, and I'm excited to tune in to Rebel Report Radio, Fridays at 8 p.m. on 91.5.
Hi guys, my name is Brandon McGregory. This is my junior year here at UNLV. My major is broadcast journalism, and what I plan on getting this semester is more confidence behind the camera.
Hi, I'm Lupita Negrete. I am a senior, and this is my 3rd semester taking Rebel Report. It's also my last one, so it's really sad. I'm gonna miss John and Jafar and everybody. And I'm just leaving this class happy knowing that this class prepared me to go into a career in sports.
Hi, I'm Hailey Dawson. This is my first semester in Rebel Report. I'm a junior, and what I'm most excited for is to just go to Golden Knights games.
Hi class, I'm Jafar Robso. I'm a junior this year. After Rebel Report and after I graduate, I want to work for the Portland Trail Blazers, become a broadcaster for them or something social media, and that's it.
Hi, I'm Cecilia Heston. I'm a senior, and this is my first year on Rebel Report. I'm so excited for the season and to see everyone's different stories on Las Vegas sports.
Hey everybody, John Castanino here. I'm the professor, the head of the Rebel Report. I oversee everything, and you're going to hear my students refer to me as John all the time, and I keep on telling them the audience doesn't know who John is. You got to use my last name at least. Maybe they'll have some idea. So when you hear them talk about John, it's me, and it's really a joy to keep an eye on these kids and watch them grow.
And this is my 3rd season with the show, but this is your 1st season, so welcome aboard.
Thank you, Lupita. I'm so excited to get the show going.
Me too. And did you miss the UNR game on the other day? Yesterday.
I did, but luckily we have Marcos and Cece in the studio to give us an inside look at what it felt like to be at the biggest rivalry game of this year. Guys?
Thanks, Naomi. UNLV took on the UNR Wolfpack in their last home game of the season.
Coming off of a win at UNR, UNLV fans were excited to see what would happen at home on February 28th. There were mixed emotions throughout the night as the game progressed.
really sad about the last game. UNLV played great, and it's really exciting to see the Pack play better today.
I'm very sad that we're not destroying Reno because we're better than them. It's not that great. Same.
Hey, Reb, how do you feel about the game?
Ay, 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 ay.
So the Wolfpack won 101-75.
It's a tough loss, but you know, you win some, you lose some. Till next year.
Till next year.
Yeah, it was a pretty, at the beginning everybody was excited, everybody was ready to go against UNR, and then slowly towards the end, got a little tough.
It got a little tough in that room, but I think the audience is so passionate about our team that they're going to be excited to see what happens in the Mountain West Conference. Sending it back to the desk.
Thanks, guys. Sadly, that was the Rebels' 4th straight lose and their last home game of the season.
But there is still the Mountain West Tournament, which we will, of course, be covering for you.
Now let's focus a little more on the team. The Rebels
took on the Fresno State Bulldogs on February 21st, and while there were some solid individual performances, the Rebels still continue to search for some positive momentum. The Runnin Rebels took on the Fresno State Bulldogs on February 21st. After an upsetting loss to the San Diego State Aztecs, the Rebels hoped to surpass Fresno, but in the end, the Bulldogs won 77-64. Didn't start off too strong, as the Bulldogs pulled away with a 15-point lead late in the first half. Marvin Menzies shares his thoughts on the loss.
When you're going through a tough time like this, you got to step back and get clear vision and not let the emotion of the loss take you, into a deep place where you can't recover.
The Rebels were quick to the basket, but between turnovers and missed layups, the Rebels were struggling to find their rhythm. Justin says the team will play smarter in upcoming conference games.
Got to calm down, not try to make the home run pass, as Coach says. Just make it a regular pass, a little base hit pass. You just got to play more poised.
During the game, freshman forward Brandon McCoy scored 12 points and came away with 11 rebounds, while Justin had 11 points and 10 rebounds. The high scorer of the night, Jordan Johnson, led UNLV with 13 points. Although the Rebels have lost a few games lately, fans can get excited for the upcoming Mountain West Tournament starting on March 7th.
And the Lady Rebels are gearing up for the Mountain West Tournament as one of the best teams in the conference. As of March 1st, they're sitting in first place. I had the chance to cover senior Brooke Johnson, and how she has contributed to the team. In the past, the Lady Rebels have been known for the strong team that they are, and it's all thanks to players like senior Brooke Johnson. After this season, the Lady Rebels will be saying farewell to a couple of seniors, including Brooke Johnson, who has been with the team since her freshman year. But it wasn't until her sophomore year when she started to catch everyone's attention. As a sophomore, Johnson was one of the best all-around players in the Mountain West, ranked 8th in scoring, 2nd in free throw percentage, and 1st in steals. She carried some of that over to her junior year and led the Mountain West in steals for the 2nd straight season. That same season, she was selected to the Mountain West All-Defensive Team and ranked in the top 10 in the Mountain West in assist and free throw percentage. She has made quite a legacy for herself and in turn has helped get her team to where it is today, which is why her teammate Katie Powell says she'll miss her.
I mean, we're definitely going to miss her, especially on defense with the steals. She's like almost leading the Mountain West in steals, which is crazy. And then we're going to miss her on the threes, on offense. Like, she's a great floor general, and she's just awesome. We'll miss you, Brooke. I love you.
And as for Brooke, she says that she hopes basketball will still be a part of her life after graduation.
I'm hoping to just continue a basketball career any way that I can. I'd like to play professionally, but we'll see how that goes.
Since Brooke is leaving this year, it is important that other players like Nikki Wheatley help carry the legacy that Brooke helped build. For the Rebel Report, I'm Lupita Negrete. And you can catch Brooke one last time before the Mountain West Conference at Senior Night on Friday, March 2nd at Cox Pavilion.
Now, let's focus on pro sports and some earth-shaking news. For the longest tenured pro team in the city, the Las Vegas 51s. When we say earth-shaking, we mean it. The Las Vegas ballpark is officially under construction. In the face of the brisk weather, fans still came out in their winter coats to support the 51's groundbreaking on their new home, Las Vegas ballpark. Their new turf is located in downtown Summerlin and is estimated to cost $150 million. This field will seat 10,000 fans and will be decked out with VIP rooms, a pool, and even a place for children to play. We can officially wave goodbye to this Cashman Field because this upcoming season will serve as their last season playing on that ground. Let's line up and purchase our tickets because their new playing ground will be unbelievable.
You know, this is going to be great for all the current players. We're going to have a facility in the off-season where they can come in and hit in the indoor batting tunnels. Guys can pitch. The weight room's going to be state-of-the-art. So, you know, this is going to be Las Vegas's baseball facility. And in addition to that, you know, a number of other things. We're going to host college tournaments. We're going to go high school tournaments. You know, we're going to do fantasy camps. We're going to do concerts. We're going to do things that we just can't do now because, you know, Cashman just can't facilitate it.
The stadium is set to be completed in 2019, just in time for the season opener. The stadium is located right next to City National Arena, where the Golden Knights practice.
The NHL trade deadline was last weekend, and every team was scrambling to make a move, including the Golden Knights.
Just because they're in first place doesn't mean the Golden Knights won't get involved in trade talks. Last Friday, the Knights were involved in a 3-team trade that brought veteran enforcer Ryan Reeves to Vegas.
Ryan is a big, strong guy that brings some grit and some real depth to our hockey club. He's a unique player. These players, the tough guys in this league, many of them have been rendered obsolete because they can't play. This guy can play and will be able to help us out. And as I said, we picked up a 4th-round pick along the way.
Reeves is already making an impact as he's racked up 6 minutes in the penalty box in just 16 minutes of action in 2 games against the LA Kings. Reeves is expected to continue getting time on the ice as long as all-star James Neal is injured, and keeping a fast and aggressive pace is at the top of his priorities. For the Rebel Report, I'm David Stepanian.
The Knights also sent draft picks to Detroit in return for Red Wing star Thomas Tatar. On to football now, where signing day has passed and the Rebels introduced some new faces to the field.
We can expect to see more than 20 new players on the roster. Sarah Coker and I have more on the story.
We're really excited about this group, excited about the future Rebel football.
Coach Tony Sanchez announced 9 new signees to the 2018 roster. And with the uniqueness of this second signing day, the Rebels are looking even brighter on the defensive side of the ball.
We had a chance to speak with Coach Sanchez to break it all down to us. The NCAA split signing day into 2 separate periods. This year's signing day was unique in the fact that an early signing period took place in December. The NCAA says this early signing period reassures coaches and schools. Coach Sanchez gives his opinion on the process.
Having that time to have some time off to reflect, to kind of, relook at your group and how you wanted to go ahead and attack it, it really benefited us. I mean, instead of going out and trying to make sure you're solidifying 22 to 25 guys, your real focus is just on 9 or 10 guys.
With this new class, 2 signees are Vegas locals, defensive back Octavian Bell and quarterback Kenyon Oblad. The signing day on February 7th introduced 9 new players to the team. Coach Sanchez comments on why he made these additions to the team.
We're so excited about the group. Today we signed 7 defensive players. Obviously, there was a big emphasis there. 2 guys on the offensive side. And overall, when you look at the entire numbers, the big bulk of the group was defensive line. With the group we have coming back, the group that we're adding. We're fired up about the talent of this group.
6 of the new signees are high school players and 3 are junior college transfers. The diversity in this class sets UNLV's football team ahead for upcoming years. 5 members of the recruiting class will be joining the Rebels on the field for spring ball, while the rest join in the summer. For the Rebel Report, I'm Sarah Coker.
And I'm Naomi Brown.
Fans of the team can purchase season tickets on the UNLV Athletics website, but let's continue the football conversation and send it over to Michaela for this week's Rebel Report Timeout with one of our favorite guests.
Rebel Report Timeout!
Thanks, guys. For our first in-studio interview for this season, we have UNLV Football head coach Tony Sanchez. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
So, there's a lot of exciting things going on, like your spring training starts next week, the complex facility, the groundbreaking, and you just released the new schedule. So how are you feeling right now?
Excited. I mean, you know, obviously, you know, the season ends and you jump right into recruiting and you just can't wait to get back on the field with the guys. So we've been doing a lot of weightlifting, a lot of running, and, you know, it's going to be great to get back out there on Tuesday and, you know, strap up the helmets and get out there and start working on football. So a lot of exciting things happening, like you said, with the groundbreaking, season schedule being released. Excited about the schedule and should be a great year.
So spring ball starts next week. It's like you don't have time on your hands now.
I know. I'm telling you, like, you know, the season ends and literally on that Sunday after you get done playing, you go right on the road recruiting and, you know, you get a couple days off and jump right back into it. But, you know, you get into this business for that. You like the consumption of the time.
So what do you do on your spare time when you're not focusing on football?
Well, I've got 2 kids. So I've got a daughter right now who's a junior in high school and a son in 8th grade, and they both play sports. My daughter runs track. She runs the 800, and then my son plays football and he golfs. So I try to spend a lot of time with the family, and, you know, and I mess around with golfing once in a while. I hit a lot of balls out of bounds, but I do my best.
So have you been to, like, Top Golf here in town, just swinging it there, or just, like, local?
Well, you know, I try to get out, you know, and actually play, but we actually take the football team to Top Golf during camp, so that's one of our days off, and we take them over to Top Golf and have a good time with it. It's a great venue.
Well, that's great. So ever since you've come to this program, you've been improving each year. Are we going to have a bowl game this year, Coach?
I'm telling you, that's the, you know, like you said, every year we've gradually improved. We're ready to stop taking baby steps and take that one big step into a bowl game. So, you know, a lot of things we need to accomplish. You know, one of them is, you know, bringing the cannon back and beating Reno, and another one is getting ourselves into that unscheduled game, the 13th game that's not part of your schedule. You got to earn it. So we're fired up about it, and, you know, we think that's a challenge that we can meet.
So you guys just released the video about your new schedule. So how do you feel? Are you excited? What's your emotions that you see the schedule, your season's coming up?
You know, it's exciting every time. I mean, you know, you kind of have an idea who you're going to play. I mean, you know the teams you're going to play, you just don't know the order. But when you actually see it and you see the dates behind it, it just becomes a lot more real. So it's interesting the way it works out. You get the preseason, the first 4 games, and then you go into a bye week, and then you play the Mountain Division schools all right in a row. Then you go into the West Division. So it's a real orderly schedule, so to speak. So excited about it. You know, a lot of great home games and a lot of challenging games. And, you know, just can't wait week 1 at USC. Don't get any better than that.
And then at the groundbreaking, you were digging into the ground. And then at that moment, how did you feel to be a part of this program and expanding it each year?
You know, I tell you what, when I got the job, there's a lot of things that needed to be done. We had to get better on the field. We're getting better on the field. We needed to take care of, you know, ourselves in the classroom, doing a great job with that. And one of the things we needed to do was, you know, move forward when it comes to infrastructure. So going out and being a big part of raising the money and knocking on doors and getting people to buy into this program and realize that, you know, we needed their help to move this program forward. And so that day with that community out there, the amount of people that showed up, so thankful for all those people that are really helping us out. So sticking that shovel in the ground and making it a reality was a big moment for Rebels and Rebel football.
So spring ball starts next week, March 6th. So how does spring training compare to summer training?
Well, you know, we're limited in the things that we can do. So in the summertime, we're not allowed to use a football. So we can't be on the field with a football with our team. Right now, we get those 15 practices where we can actually go out and coach just like we are in the fall. So once you get into August, you get back into kind of what we're doing in the spring, getting ready for the season. But we're so limited. We have 8 hours a week we're allowed to work with our players in the off season. During spring ball, it's 20 hours a week. So we're putting a lot more on our guys' plate for these next couple of weeks. But it gives us a great opportunity to go out there and, you know, keep preaching that culture of competition.
And then you said earlier that you do some team bonding as like going to Topgolf and hitting. What other team bonding stuff do you do with your team to tie that close connection?
Well, you know, we do some charitable work throughout the community, and that's a big thing. Anytime you give back and you do it together, it kind of creates, you know, a brotherhood that you really need. We've taken our kids to Topgolf. We've taken them out bowling before, having a little bowling tournament. Had the guys over to our house, you know, I mean, to do a big barbecue, bring the guys on over. We take them to a Vegas show, too. That's another thing we do. A lot of our guys have never been to a Vegas show, so during camp, we always make sure we dress them on up and take them out to a show.
Oh, that sounds a lot of fun,
yeah,
the show. Well, Spring Showcase starts April 14th, so if you want to go check out our Rebels, thank you for joining us today. And now we're sending it to Jafar with our panel discussion.
4, 3, 2.
Thank you again, Tony Sanchez, for that great interview. Can't wait to see what the football team has to offer next season. Now moving on to our first panel of Season 5, where we'll be talking about Fox correspondent Laura Ingram telling LeBron to shut up and dribble, and we'll be talking about the Rebels playing against UNR in their rivalry game. We will also be talking about exciting news for Mount West that could possibly expand the Mount West. Joining me today is Sarah, Brandon, and David. Thank you guys for being on the panel. Sarah, I'm going to start with you. She told LeBron, shut up and dribble. And I know athletes have this platform that they need to present themselves in a way, but when it comes to political views, do they have a right to mention their political views out in the public?
Yeah, of course. I am a huge believer in open, honest political dialogue, and I think it was inappropriate of her to say that. I don't think that just because she is a political correspondent or a commentator that she has more of a right to speak about her opinions than LeBron James does. Both of them have huge platforms, him having a bigger one, and they have kids who look up to them, and to be socially active and be socially aware and get them involved, that's great. I am all for that. As long as the political dialogue is not hate-filled, it's not untruthful, I'm all for them saying their opinion.
And LeBron kind of commented back and saying, no, I will not shut up and dribble, and he got the support from his NBA followers, or NBA teammates, former teammates. Do you think he was right for saying that?
Yeah, of course. And, you know, like I said, it is hypocritical of her. Fox has had celebrities comment on social issues on their own, you know, network. So I think just because he's a sports player, not a celebrity or reporter, doesn't mean he shouldn't be allowed to say it.
Okay, but do you think that sports athletes and celebrities have to have a fine line? Because Colin Kaepernick is out of a job for kneeling during the Pledge of Allegiance, or national anthem, excuse me. And now he's trying to look for a job, and it kind of cost him his job.
Which that's definitely, there is a line. Do I think that Kaepernick crossed that? No. I think that he wanted to make his point come across, and he wasn't doing anything that insinuated violence. He did something that was, it made his point come across. Do I think that they should have kicked him off the team? Of course not. I think that celebrities and athletes should have a right to state that opinion, and it shouldn't be directly associated with their team. Just we can recognize that they're individuals. They're not tied so directly to their own team.
Mm-hmm. And moving on to UNLV played UNR Wednesday, February 28th. They lost by 26. Brandon, should I be scared right now going into the Mountain West Conference tournament?
Man, that was a tough loss, but I don't think we should be scared. You know, they just need to capitalize on a few things. One thing is definitely their shooting. They went 4 for 23 from the 3 last night, and it was ridiculous. So once they get that together, they should be good.
And I feel like the chemistry is off. And David, I know you were there at the game. Can you tell me if that was the vibe?
Yeah, well, the thing is, even in the post-game press conference, Juice and McCoy, they didn't so much attribute it to lack of chemistry. It was more Reno played a very good basketball game, coupled with UNLV playing a very poor first half. I mean, they only scored 28 points to Reno's 54. On top of that, I mean, Reno is one of the best teams in the country. They've already clinched the conference title. They really had nothing to play for in last night's game other than just gaining revenge upon the Rebels, which they did emphatically. But they made the adjustments in the second half. UNLV wasn't outscored. They matched them in points. It was just far too little too late for the Rebels.
And now moving on to like Mountain West, they're going to expand. They're possibly thinking about adding Gonzaga. David, do you feel like it's a smart decision? We used to have BYU and TCU not too long ago. And Do you think it might be a good idea?
Yeah, Gonzaga is a great team, and I think there'd be a lot for the Mountain West to gain from having a school like Gonzaga in the Mountain West. That would, however, really crumble Gonzaga's current conference, who I think they're playing, their tournament begins tomorrow. So Gonzaga's doing really good as it is. But the Mountain West, yeah, they used to have BYU, Utah, TCU, and these were great basketball and football schools. Andy Dalton played at Sam Boyd Stadium a few years ago. It would definitely be a step in the right direction for the Mountain West in terms of getting that sort of perennial status that they once had.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today's panel. Join us next week as we continue to talk about sports out in the outside world as well as local. And now I'll send it back to the desk.
One little girl is making a difference in grabbing the attention of the nation.
Local Hailey Dawson has been everywhere spreading awareness of Poland syndrome with just one pitch. Here's Michaela Jackson with the story.
From the World Series to Las Vegas Golden Knights, 7-year-old Hailey Dawson is back at Earl E. Wilson Stadium to throw the first pitch for UNLV baseball.
Hailey was born with a rare condition called Poland syndrome. She's missing 3 fingers. Her thumb and pinky are underdeveloped. Her mom asked UNLV to help. The engineer school built her a robo-hand. Hailey is able to grab, grasp, and throw with her robo-hand. With her family's love for baseball, Hailey threw the first pitch at a UNLV game with her new hand. And that's where it all started. Hailey's dream was to throw the first pitch for every Major League Baseball team. She threw the first pitch at Baltimore Orioles game, Washington Nationals game. Then she made an appearance at last year's World Series.
On the corner, 7-year-old Hailey Dawson.
Jose Altuve. Did he sign your hand? Yeah. That's so cool. Right here. Oh. She even dropped the puck at the Vegas Golden Knights game. With every pitch thrown, this is a way for her family to spread awareness of Poland syndrome.
We're spreading awareness of this robotic hand, and that if you are in need, it's not that hard to get one. So yeah, that's going to be, it's already helped some people, so we're hoping that it helps a lot more.
Miss Dawson wanted to make sure her daughter's dream comes true.
15 Major League Baseball teams have confirmed that Hailey Dawson will be throwing the first pitch at their game. For a report, I'm Michaela Jackson.
Oh, she's going to be busy throwing 15 games. And each robo-hand costs approximately $5,000. That wraps up our first show of the season. Thanks for tuning in.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Rebel Report UNLV for the latest updates, and on Instagram at Rebel Report_UNLV. Have a great weekend and see you next time.
Bye.